What's up, everyone? Jack Kellogg here. I have a very interesting topic to talk about today. As you can see on my screen, retiring from full-time day trading. Day trading is something that I've done for the last 7 full years. This is my 8th year since the beginning of 2017, on to my 8th year. And I'm going to make some serious changes in my trading this year and in my entire thought process behind the market. This doesn't mean that I'm never going to place a trade again. This doesn't mean that I'm completely done with it 100%, but this just means that I'm totally changing who I am as a trader and who I want to be. I don't want to be the full-time trader who's sitting there all day grinding every single day to make money, especially in this market. So let's just get right into it. So something I want to talk to you guys about is what were your goals before you started trading versus once you already become a consistently profitable trader. So I know this is a few goals that I had when I first started trading. And really the main goal that I had was just to be my own boss, right? I wanted to control my own time. I wanted to control how much money that I could possibly make. I didn't want to cap. I didn't want to have to wake up early, drive into work. I didn't want to have someone boss me around and tell me what to do. I wanted to be myself because I have not had good experiences with bosses in the past. When I was doing my valet job and other various jobs like that, everyone just really treats you really poor if you're that underman. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be my own boss, and I wanted to earn enough money to buy materialistic desires, including cars, watches, spending money on traveling, food, and various other things, right? And then I wanted to trade to live. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to take advantage of my life and not have to work a 9 to 5 and just continue to do that year after year after year till I'm 62 or 65. I don't even know what the retirement age is. So that's also not something that I wanted to do. Trade for my family's security. I wanted to make sure that my family doesn't have to worry about money, about paying the next bills, and create financial freedom for myself and my family, so we don't have to worry about that kind of money stress. And as you can see, the verse here, and as you become consistently profitable, it's very easy to fall into this trap of your only goal is to make more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. And before you know it, all the things that you got into trading for, you take for granted. How many times, you guys are all traders, how many times do you take a second to appreciate you're your own boss? How many times do you really do that? How many times do you appreciate all the little things that trading and this lifestyle gives you? And I think the answer for me and for a lot of you guys as well is that you forget all of this stuff. And the only thing you're focused on is how much money can I make? Because trading is a very addictive and dopamine-ic, I don't know if that's a word, game, where you're just fueling your dopamine over and over and over and over again. And it has a ton of adrenaline as well. At least the style of trading that I do. I know there's some traders out there that have systems and they're systematic and they have a process. I'm talking about fully discretionary trading, where you're making your own decision. You're sizing in maybe where you shouldn't necessarily be. You're trying to get out of trades. You're trying to maximize your winner, minimize your losers, and all of that kind of stuff. So moving on to the risk of trading, right? Let me kind of come back to this slide. Let me go to this slide first. So the more you make, the more risk that you have. Right here I have $0 to 30K, right? And if you have 30K, you could only lose 30K, right? I mean, you can technically go into debt to your brokerage if you're using leverage, but I'm not going to get into that. Don't recommend doing that. And then as you have 300,000, your risk is essentially a lot more, because you could lose all 300K and you're taking bigger positions. And then once you have $3 million, you can lose even more. And that weight of risk becomes substantially inefficient in my opinion, and not a lot of people talk about this. Like if you lose 30K, it's not going to change your life. 30K is not that much money. Of course, 30K is a decent amount of money. It's a healthy amount, but if you lose 3 million and you have 3 million, that's going to severely affect you a lot more than if you have 30K and you lose 30K. So the more that you make, the more risk you essentially have to yourself. And then this as well, right? I want people to understand the percentages of money, right? So if you have 30K to make 300%, that's relatively easy. Think about the number of traders that have already done that, right? There's so many traders that are out there that have been able to achieve this. And then to make 300K, 300% of 300K, that's also relatively pretty easy. And a lot of traders have done that. But once you get up to making multiple millions of dollars, to expect to make 300 or 1,000% like you did on your initial 30K, it becomes substantially harder, and it has a ton of more risk. And one thing that you got to remember is it only takes one 100% loss, no matter how much money you have, to wipe yourself completely out. If you have 30K, you lose 100%, you're at zero. If you have 3 million, you lose 100%, you're at zero. But to grow that 30K into 3 million, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of percentages compounded. So getting back into the risk of trading, these are some stocks that have happened within the last 2 years of 2022 and 2023. They all were major short squeezes, and they all took out a substantial amount of traders. I see many people losing millions of dollars, losing their entire accounts on these stocks. And short selling is super, super, super risky. And doing this is just not something that I ever want to partake in. No matter the amount of possible money, all these stocks are going to zero, right? Or close to zero. So everybody knows that it's a short. And it doesn't matter if it's eventually going to zero, because the risk of a potential squeeze and losing hundreds or thousands of percent is so high that any money that you can make on the downside is not worth it. And it's proven time and time and time again to blow up traders, to blow up short sellers, to blow up people that trade my type of niche. So for me, this is something that I will never be trading again. And just to something that a lot of people have to realize that nobody talks about, right? More money equals more stress, equals more decisions, equals harder to grow your capital. And as you make more and more money, it's going to become way more stressful. And not a lot of people talk about this. A lot of people also say that, you know, when I got into trading, I was like, oh, the more money, the more relaxed in life that I could be, the more chill that I can be, which is the case, but not if you're trading, because if you're trading, you have a lot more potential mistakes to make. Your swings are going to be a lot higher. You're going to make more. You're going to lose more. You're going to be more mentally stressed out, and you're going to have that energy just sucked right out of you into the market, and you're not going to have time for anything else because you've used all of your stress mechanisms in your body to to trade. And it's basically just absolute death, and I hate it. Like I literally hate trading a substantial amount of money, especially when the stocks that I love, guys, like you have to get this through your head, is my stocks are OTC stocks, over the market, over the counter OTC stocks. Absolutely love them. I probably wouldn't be making this video if OTC still existed, because that's where my edge is, and that's what I grew up trading, and that's what I really love to trade. I don't enjoy to trade Chinese scams. I don't enjoy to trade the overall markets against billion-dollar hedge funds. I don't enjoy to trade small cap whipsaw stocks that stress you the hell out, because you never know if they're going to go thousands of percent against you without pulling back, or if they're going to drop 100% without giving a bounce. And you never know, and you can essentially size in as much as you want into these stocks. At least there's always a limit, usually on OTC, where there's just not enough volume to get the size that you want. So in my opinion, the OTC market has a lot less risk than any of these other markets, because, and also a lot more edge. So it's something that I know I said, and a lot of other traders said, is we hate small cap stocks. We were saying that 3, 4, 5 years ago. But as the OTCs disappeared, everybody was just like, oh, I'll just trade NASDAQ, right? And nobody actually is talking about how shitty it is to trade those type of stocks. Nobody is out there saying how bad it is. Everyone just acts like it's the new norm. And it just blows my mind that all these traders out there, a lot of traders that I know, they don't even, mention that they miss OTC. They don't even mention it. They just go with the flow, and it's causing substantially more stress. It's causing substantially less efficiency, less profits, and it's just not fun. It's not enjoyable. So I think a lot of traders are addicted to trading, 100% addicted, and they don't even realize it or admit it to themselves. So right here, I have some things that of addictive personality traits, right? So oftentimes when I'm hanging out with traders, they're always on their phone. They're scrolling through Twitter. They're looking at stocks. A lot of traders are like alcohol. Like they like to party. They like to socialize to relax. And they also love to eat a ton of food and binge eat and eat after a bad loss, order a pizza after a bad loss. So right there, there's three things. Replacing sexual partners for a false sense of intimacy. How many traders out there are buying girls out there? They have the money for it, right? It doesn't matter. That's another thing that a ton of people do. Impulse buying, excessive shopping. Another thing that people are doing that are trading, gambling, taking bad trades, obsessing over the market, excessive risk taking, drug use for coping, never satisfied feeling and needing more of a particular feeling. That's why you need to make more, and inability to stop using harmful chemicals as drugs, and ability to curtail other harmful activities, right? Maybe not all of these things you fall under, but if you have more than 50% of these addictive personality traits, I would say that you're probably addicted to trading. And for me, I had a lot of these personality traits. Not all of them, but over 50%. And I was an addict to trading, and I did it every single day pretty much for 7 years straight to chase that money, to chase making more and more and more, and chasing that dopamine. And gambling, you know what I mean? People, it's very easy to fall addicted to gambling. And trading essentially is gambling. It is gambling with odds, and you do have an edge in the market oftentimes, but at the end of the day, it's still gambling, and you never know if you're going to be right or if you're going to be wrong 100%. Unless you're cheating with inside information, So who really retires from trading? Let me know. Comment down below. Who do you know that's really retired from trading? I think I can count on one hand, maybe. I think I could maybe count one or two traders that have really actually retired from trading after making it. I know plenty of traders out there that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s who are still doing it to this day, even though they have an absurd amount of money and they don't need any more money. Their lives are not going to change unless you want a private jet, or if you want a yacht, or if you want these crazy things that aren't going to make you happy at the end of the day anyway. They're chasing those. They keep chasing. And for me, I'm 25 and I can still make a decision to not be trading full time from here on out, because for me, it's not worth it anymore. It's not something that I'm super passionate about. You change as a person, you change your personality as you grow. And as you start to realize what's really important. And trading for me, that was my entire life. In 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And the last 2 years, I've been really working through these bumps, and it's been hard for me to quit this addiction of trading. And it's been very, very, very difficult. And it's very difficult for a lot of other traders, because as you get better at trading, you get trading friends, you get into this habit of waking up and trading every single day. And sometimes, like I said, people just don't realize that they are addicted. They don't realize what their life could be like without trading. There's plenty of things to stay busy with, which I'll get into in a little bit. And I just wanted to go into, nobody talks about this stuff. Like this is probably one of the first YouTube videos out there that's going to talk about why I'm retiring, how I'm retiring, and why I think that you guys should realize that you also are addicted to trading. How much money do you really need, right? This is a question that I think a lot of people need to ask themselves. Like, is another 100K, 1 mil, or 10 mil going to substantially change your life? And think about if all that time spent on making the money is going to be worth it or not, right? And will missing a trade in the market really change your life? I used to get super, super upset with myself. I used to jeopardize my health, jeopardize my relationships, jeopardize everything in my life just so I wouldn't miss a trade. And that's that fuel and that's that energy you do need to be successful. But you got to be very careful. There's a very fine line with trading. And if you take one wrong step in the wrong direction, everything could crumble. And that's the thing that I want to get back to. Once again, let's go back to this slide. It only takes one 100% loss to lose everything. Everything could be gone. And living with that constant stress is not fun. It's not enjoyable. And here's another thing I often hear people complain about, and people are always complaining, oh, if I waited 1 hour longer to cover, I would have changed I would have made a ton more money. If I just held this stock for 3 more days, I would have made X, Y, and Z. If I held this options trade for 3 more hours, I would have made 20,000% or whatever it is. And my question for you is that stress of thinking about how much more you could have made really gonna change your life? Like, is any amount of this money going to change your life? And this pressure that you put on yourself, is it going to change your life? Let me know down in the comments below. And then I have just some other questions to ask yourself. Will stressing out change your life? Yes, it will. Stress is the worst thing for the body. I've been stressed out for years, and it's substantially takes a toll on your health, and it takes a toll on your relationships. It takes a toll on your energy for the day. I remember when I was trading hardcore, I had no energy for anything else. Waking up in the middle at 4 a.m. to check quotes, and it's just not fun. Like, it's absolute hell. And then will getting into an argument with your family change your life because of you're emotionally burnt out, you're stressed out, you don't want to miss this trade? And yes, that's something that will actually change your life, right? Trading doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. Of course, it matters a little bit, but it's just one building block of your life. And the mental capital drainage will definitely change your life, and it's going to make you not have the ability to do things that you enjoy in life. It's going to wear you out, and it's going to beat you up, and it's really, really just a toxic addiction that nobody realizes. So I haven't traded since early November. We're now into early January, mid-January, and it's approaching 2 months for me, right around the 2 months of no trading. And there was a lot of things that I had to do within the last 2 years to really take this retirement path that I wanted to take so bad. And before, for me, it was always I had to do something crazy. I had to go travel the world, go somewhere crazy where the time zone's messed up, and I physically, I'm so tired that I don't want to trade. Where sometimes I would still find a way to trade if the opportunity was good enough and I couldn't fully detach. And something that I had to do this year was I had to admit that I'm addicted to trading. I'm straight up. I was addicted to trading. And I think also another thing that you subconsciously, sometimes a lot of people have to do is you have to take a loss and get annoyed from trading because we love it as traders so much. We love trading. So without taking a loss, sometimes you can't back down or quit without taking that really infuriating loss that's going to push you over the edge. And this can be avoided. And I think a lot of people should realize this. Like, I realized the last several months, I had just been kind of trading kind of to lose. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really want to make money because I knew the money wouldn't change my life anymore. You know what I mean? There was no amount of money that I really could have made that I felt like would have changed my life in any substantial way. Really the main thing that I did was I started slowly defunding my accounts. I had multi-7-figure account to start the year, and then wired off some for taxes. So I was like, oh, this feels nice. Keep it going. More and more and more. Wired out more and more and more and more. And eventually I just had 100K, then 30K. And then I was just like, I'm putting it to zero. So the same way that I sized up, I also sized down. And now my accounts are at zero. My accounts have been at zero for 2 months. I haven't wired in. I don't want to wire in. I've somewhat broken the addiction, I think, to trading. I've been able to watch the market now without wanting to trade. And if I'm feeling like I want to trade, or if I have a lot of anxiety filled thoughts on my mind, I'll just journal. I'll write down how I'm feeling or whatever, and I'll write down I don't need to trade, and remind myself all of the reasons that I just went over of why I don't want to trade. Another thing that I had to do was leave all trading related discords and chat rooms. So it's very hard to quit when you're seeing opportunity, you're seeing people make money, you're like, oh, I could have made money there, I could have made money there, whatever it was. And it's very easy for those thoughts to overcome your thoughts of wanting to quit, because your brain is your brain has dopamine receptors, and it wants that dopamine really bad, and you're starving it from that gambling. You're starving it from giving yourself that sense of satisfaction of making money. And then asking close friends and family not to talk to me about trading. I don't want to know what's going on in the market. I want to take a break. I want to not think about it. And another one was I want to prove everyone wrong, because everyone's like, oh, you're a trader, you're just going to come back. Oh, yeah, okay, I heard that one before that you're quitting. Heard that one that you're retiring before. Heard that one that you're going to do it, whatever. And nobody believes you, right? Because that's the number one thing traders can't do, because you're not essentially retiring or quitting trading. You're trying to break an addiction. That's actually what's going on. And to break addictions, it's very hard. Look at all the drug addicts out there, or whatever other kind of addictions that humans have or you have. It's very hard to break, especially one that you've been doing for 7 years. The longer it's taken place, the harder it's going to be to break, because it's just part of you, and your brain has the dopamine receptors, like I was saying, and it wants to feed that energy, and it's created these pathways in your brain to continue to provide you with that addiction, and it wants you to go back at all costs to trade and to have this addiction. So as you make more and more money, think about other ways to make money. It doesn't have to be just day trading. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other ways, especially in this current environment right now with interest rates high. Bonds, money market funds, savings accounts are earning 4 to 5% throughout the last couple years. And 4 to 5% is not a lot, like I said, for people with 30, 40, 200K, whatever it is. But as you make more and more, every $1 million, think about it, that's 50K per year, right? And that's a few $1,000s per month, which can pay for your rent, which can pay for your lifestyle. And then peer-to-peer lending money out to various businesses or whatever, really getting that 10 to 20% on your money, which is a little bit more risky, but that also can pay for your lifestyle. Real estate investing, long-term dividend stocks, teaching my trading skills and DVDs to make a paycheck, crypto watches and metals I have. All these things, and also other things that I have too. With all this, I can pay for my lifestyle over and over and over again per month. So it's like, why are you going to trade to stress yourself out, and especially if you're not enjoying it, when you can use your money and invest it in other ways and possibly make 10, 12% per year on your money? Whereas as you gain more and more money trading, you're not going to be able to compound 300% per year, like I was saying. For me, if I made 300% on my net worth trading, like I think it's almost impossible in 1 year to do in this market, especially without my niche of OTC penny stocks. So just some food for thought, and something that also some people should think about. Like, once you have even $2 million, right? If you're making 10% on your net worth, that's 200K, which is 15, 18K per month, just under 20K per month. And it's just a substantial amount of money that you can live your life off of and not start decreasing your net worth. And then a lot of people ask me, like, how have you been staying busy? And honestly, it hasn't been hard for me at all. I was only trading 1, 2, 3 hours per day. So I've replaced that here in the winter. I've been going to the gym a lot for 1 to 2 hours, taking a drive, and not having FOMO to trade. I'd hop on, talk to my friends now. At this point, 2 months in, I can talk about trading with friends, and I don't have the urge to trade anymore. Another thing that I've been doing as of recently is skiing. I've been skiing 5 times this year, already 5 days of the year, and we're just into early January. I've never been able to really ski before because I've always been stressed out. I've always been tired from trading during the week. December, January, and February are statistically my best months. So I've just always thrown skiing out the window and not really explored it too much, just going a few times per year. But this time I'm on pace to probably ski 10 to 15 days of the year. And that ecstatics me because I love it. I love being out in the mountains, skiing, being out there with my friends, family, and just not thinking about anything but that next movement in my skis and just going down and really enjoying beautiful mountains and nature. Been playing a little bit of video games, cooking. I have my quads in the summer as well as my fishing boat. I'm going to do a lot of fishing, have golf. There's plenty of things to do, and really just enjoy your life. You know what I mean? And so that's my entire rant there. Looks like she's been running for about 26 minutes now, but I think I've gotten a lot of my thoughts out there for you guys, and maybe I can inspire, even if it's just one person out there that's looking for, that can resonate with some of the stuff that I said, and it's also helping me with getting my thoughts out of me. So my plan basically for 2024 and this year is just a part-time trade, right? I'm going to fund my account with a small amount, and I'm going to look at trading as a bucket of income, right? I have my other investments, and trading is just another investment, or it's a bucket of income that I possibly can make. And I'm not going to be full-time trading. I'm not going to be showing up to the market every single day, having FOMO to hit every single play. I'm maturing, and I don't want to be addicted to trading anymore. I want to just enjoy my life. And, I'm 25, and if I play my cards correctly, I can live my life, and I can pay for my lifestyle through investments. I can pay with my lifestyle through teaching people the information that I know, because it's super valuable. The information I know is super valuable. I went from 30K to 12 million gross. And I'm been teaching people. I have my investments, and I'm going to be trading part-time, stay in the market. And I never want it to go back to the way that I was. The way that I was super unhealthy. And you only need to do this for a few years. You just got to make sure that you're able to quit and you're able to move on from this, because like I said, before you know it, you're 45 and you're like, damn, I really wasted 20 years continuing to trade to chase another 30 million bucks. And maybe one day when you're 45, you make a mistake and you lose $15 million. You never know what can happen in the market. It's super, super risky. So just be safe, really protect yourself, guys, and just go out there and live your best life, because that's the life that's worth living. And remember the goals you had for when you first started trading. Other than that, I'm out of here. Enjoy the long weekend, and don't be a super degen this year in 24.